Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kim and this is Expedition Through Pages. It is time for my Magical Readathon TBR for the spring equinox semester and I'm very excited. I've finally come up with a character. I think I know a bit of backstory to her and she's ready to study. Firstly, I'm sure that everybody knows what the Magical Readathon is, but if you don't, it's this amazing readathon which is run by G from Book Roast, who I will link down in the description below, along with the announcement video for this spring equinox readathon that's going on in April. It's amazing. G has made her own fantasy world and it's kind of based on D&D, so everybody has to make their own character, work out where you're from, kind of what your hopes and dreams are for the future, what you're going to study at university and all that kind of stuff. University? School? Maybe it's school actually. Yeah, so it's very exciting and it's definitely one of these readathons where I just feel, because it's going to go on year after year, I just feel you can get so in depth with it and really like grow to love your character a lot. So I'm very excited about it, to be honest. What I do like most about it as well is that in the announcement video that was just put out for this current readathon is that there's going to be like special quests that only a very limited number of people can do, that is going to be announced on Twitter, and then like the first 12, 15 people, whatever, will sign up to these quests to get extra points for their guild. I'm probably not going to do any of that, but it definitely adds like this extra layer of like realness to it that I really like. Anyway, it's genius, so I will leave G's video down in the description for you guys to go and check out if you want to, because yeah, it's gonna be fun. There was a novice path readathon back last year, I think it was in September, where you had to you were supposed to build your character and then go on a journey to the school. And I did that. I think I read 2 books, which was like the minimum number of books to read for that. So I did my novice path, I got there. So I think I get 50 points for that, which is great. I say I did that. Actually, Aia Murphy did that because that is the name of my character. There were certain prompts that you were supposed to fulfill to create the character as well. And I think when I was looking at the prompts, I'm pretty sure that I fulfilled all of them just by chance, by what I read. In between September and April was supposed to be the time where you read for your character. So I think I've covered everything. Maybe at the end of the month I might do like a proper roundup of everything that I did read and like let you know all the books. Right, so Aia Murphy, let me tell you all about her. So her name is Aia Murphy. She is half fire earthling and half human. She, however, doesn't know her fire earthling side of the family because her father has completely cut them off. She doesn't know why. Her dad is very secretive about it. There's something happened and he's very hurt by whatever happened and he just will not talk about his family. And the couple of times that she's tried to broach the subject with him, he's just kind of said, no, I'm sorry, I can't talk about it with you. I'm really sorry. This is just how it is. You're better off leaving it where it is. So she's very curious about what has happened, but she doesn't want to upset her dad, so she doesn't ask him very much. Her mum is human, and she knows all her human side of the family. She's got quite a big family. Her mum is one of 4 siblings, and so she has quite a lot of cousins. Aia is actually the eldest of 7 children, so she's got 6 younger brothers and sisters, and she has basically helped raise them with her mum. So she's been very busy throughout her whole childhood. She's always had stuff going on where she's had to look after the kids with her mum, or she's had to help feed them, put them to bed, help them with homework. Just, you know, there's a lot to do for her mum and dad, so she's been helping them along the way. So she is so excited to be able to like go to the school and just have a bit of a break and have a bit of her own time, because she's never really been able to do that. When she has had time, she does go out with her friends, but she doesn't have a huge amount of friends, to be honest, because she's got so much responsibility for such a young girl. So Aia has grown up and lived always in Daeroon, I think that's how you pronounce it. She's just always lived there, and that is a place that's been built by dwarves, and it's a very scientific atmosphere and all of that. And because of that, well, maybe because of that, but she's very, very into maths. She loves maths, she loves a bit of physics, she loves working things out, solving problems. And so because of that, she has chosen to study to become a math magician at school. So yeah, she's pumped for that. It does say on the key traits for math magicians is that they're goofy, quirky, accurate, and talkative. And those are kind of true for Aya. She can be very, very talkative. She chats away to her siblings and her family and her friends when she becomes friends with them. But before she gets to that stage where she is chatty, she does kind of hold herself back a bit and is a bit observant. She has to warm up to you before she like chat. But when she gets to that point, she is very, very, very talkative. And when she's completely relaxed, then she does like to mess around and be stupid. And, you know, she's got like 6 younger brothers and sisters, so she knows how to be childish and just play around with them, which she absolutely loves. So yeah, she fits quite well into the math magician personality thing that's going on. So for the spring equinox term, she is going to be studying alchemy, inscription, and psionics and divination. I have no idea what psionics is, and neither does Aya, but she'll work it out. So the first subject of alchemy, Aya is going to be reading a book featuring romance, and the book that I've chosen for that is Empire of Sand, which I haven't written down the author, and I've now forgotten the name of the author, so I'll put it up here, the book, so you can see. I have been told that there is a slow burn romance in that book. So the actual course focus for alchemy is Potion of Infatuation, so that's why it's book featuring romance. The next subject is inscription, and she will be studying glyph strength. I don't know what that is, but the prompt is intimidate and read. And for that, I'm going to be reading Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. This book massively intimidates me because it is about pandemic. I've been terrified during the whole COVID experience, but now I've had COVID, I feel ready to read about a pandemic. I feel like, okay, I've had it now. Hopefully I can start going back to normal, and maybe this will help me in some way. Or it will terrify me, I don't know, I am scared of it. But yeah, it's finally time to read Station 11. And then finally we've got psionics and divination. And the course focus is clairsentience. And the prompt for that is to read a book set in the future. And for this, I don't know which I'm going to read, but I'm either going to be reading Wires and Nerve, which is a graphic novel by Marissa Meyer that's set in the Lunar Chronicles universe, which is set in the very distant future in our world, but very, very far in the future. Problem is with that is that it's a graphic novel, and the only copy I can get hold of is like an e-version that's like blurry, and I feel like that's not a good way to read a graphic novel. So I might read instead Stars Above, which is the short story collection set in the same universe by Marissa Meyer as well. So I was told, I think Amy from A Star Reads told me that ideally it's better to read Wires and Nerve before Stars Above, but yeah, I'd rather just wait until I can get my hands on the actual physical copy. My library doesn't have it, so I'm probably going to read Stars Above for that as a book set in the future. So yeah, I'm really excited about that because I love that series, The Lunar Chronicles. It's so good, and I'm excited to see what's happened to all the characters after like the series are finished. The only other thing that I have to do for Aya is find out what guild she's in. For ages, I just had no clue like who she was or what she was up to or who, you know, anything about her. So I just didn't look at the questions because I didn't know how to answer them. But now I have like an idea of who she is in my head. So I'm going to go through with you now the questions to find out what guild I'm in. Hey guys, so here's the thing. I was recording my video before, and then loads and loads of like work started going on outside, and I thought about carrying on recording, and then I just couldn't concentrate, so I was like, no, I'm just gonna stop. So it's now like over a week later, but I have my guild questionnaire here, so I'm gonna go through the questions with you guys. There's only 5, I think. If you haven't done this for yourself and you don't want to be spoiled by the questions, then of course just ignore this bit in the video. I'll timestamp it down below and you can just skip right ahead. Otherwise, let's go through it and find out what's going on. It says, congratulations on completing your novice path. That is very impressive, thank you. I only read 2 books, but there you go. Tell us about your choices so we can get word to Orilium Academy for a proper welcome. Number 1. Ashthorn Tree is a beautiful sight, yet it is forbidden to study without a permit. Mysterious whispers admitted from within, and its trunk was covered in various unknown runes and symbols. So much knowledge to be gained, but what do you do? A. I have utmost respect, not only for guidance put in place, but for nature itself. I took the sight in and moved on. B. I know not to mess with any writing I cannot decipher, so I don't approach it. But I also do not leave without quickly copying a few symbols onto a piece of parchment as I passed by to look up later. C, the writing is not what intrigued me, the whispers did. What stories do they hold? You come back after dark to meditate nearby and align yourself with the tree. Or D, you believe that the energy of those ancient is inherently intertwined with our own and is meant to be shared. You came back after dark and touched the tree to siphon energy, power and magic, both to honour and prepare for the journey ahead. Now, I personally am a stickler for the rules, so I'd be like, okay, I'm not going to do it, and I would walk off. But is that what Aia would do? I don't know. I feel like because she's part fire earthling, I feel like actually she does feel that she deserves to know more about the natural world. And she does truly think, well, she does deserve this and shouldn't be told she can't have it. But she has also become very restrained because she's learnt to kind of not ask questions too much to upset anybody like her dad. So she is kind of reserved as well. So I don't think she would like just come back and do all the magic stuff, because I think, you know, she's not really done that her whole life. She's been very responsible, looking after her brothers and sisters and stuff. She does respect authority from like her parents. She hasn't pushed them too far. So I think what she will do is B. I think that she doesn't want to mess with any writing she can't decipher, so she doesn't approach it, but she is intrigued by it. She wants to know more about what's going on. So she's copies down a couple of symbols on a piece of parchment, and she's going to look them up later. So she's done B. The mist of solitude showed you your deepest, darkest fear and made you live it. What a terrible experience. How did you resist the hallucinogenic effects of the mist droplet? A, I transmuted parts of the nearby mist into solid marbles that fell to the ground. This gave me enough time to push through without being too affected. B, I took the time to analyse and accept my fears until they did not have enough of a mental impact on my journey forth. C, I conjured a dust devil to help disperse the mist which allowed me to pass. Or D, I tried to calm my breathing, minimised feedback by closing my eyes and focused on my hands and feet. I established a connection with Earth and let it guide me towards the exit. Definitely D for Aia. Okay, number 3. When unexpectedly faced with a hooded, oddly acting shadowed figure at the lower part of the ruins of the sky, what was your first instinct? A, I attempted to subtly slip near their conscious mind to check upon their state and intentions. B, I thought they could have been injured and in need of help. I quickly scanned for any injuries in need of treatment. C, who cares about the future? Have you seen the beautiful way nature and magic become one here? I was more intrigued by the stunning astronomy murals. Or D, I activated a protection glyph to shield both myself and the group. They could be dangerous. Now, I think she's used to caring about people, and so I think she would check to see if they're all right. She cares for enough people to kind of be aware that it might not be bad, it might be bad for them. Number 4, one by one, you have all fallen ill near the obsidian falls. You recognise symptoms of poisoning, but had only a couple of minutes to come up with a plan to keep yourself conscious. What did you do? A, I found a herbal remedy nearby. There's always one if you know what to look for. B, found the first aid kit and constructed a magical apparatus that tests your blood composition in order to locate and get rid of the poison. C, I gathered myself, focused and folded time itself, jumping to the time before the poisoning took place. Or D, gritted my teeth and channeled restorative magic to slowly pull the poison out. Now, I'm not sure what kind of magic Aia has yet. I know that she is like the fire earthling, so she can probably do stuff with fire, right? I haven't read that booklet for a while. I'm going to say she found a herbal remedy nearby. She knows what to look for because she took some classes to be able to look after the kids properly. So she does know what to look out for. 5. You were offered a gift at the Tower of Rumination, a rare and valuable scroll that holds information on the subject. There were 4 choices, but you can only pick one. Which did you take? A, Scroll of Lore. B, Scroll of Shape-Shifting. C, Scroll of Inscription. Or D, Scroll of Illusions. Lore, Shape-Shifting. Why can I not say that? Inscription or illusions? Well, she just took those things down off the tree, so maybe she needs some inscription to know about the inscriptions. Was that what it was? An inscription? I think she takes the Scroll of Inscription because it might give her a bit of insight into what was on the tree. So I'm saying C for that. So we've got B, D, V, A, C. It says, well done. All you need to do is assign certain shapes to your answers and see which one repeats the most. Okay, so the first one we got B, so that was a diamond. Then 2 was D, so that was a circle. 3 was B, and that was a square. Oh dear. 4 was A, and that was a circle, so circle's winning so far. And C is a diamond. A messenger crow lands on your shoulder with a scroll in its mouth. It's an invitation to a guild. They have been observing you throughout the journey and think you'd be a brilliant addition to their ranks. Check which shape you had most frequently and check below to see which guild it belongs to. If you have tied in your answer, your top answers have the same amount of shapes of 2 sorts, e.g. 2 circles and 2 diamonds, which is exactly what I got. How did she know? It means that these guilds invited you and you can make a decision which one you'd like to join. Amazing. So I can either join the Order of the Crescent or House of the Arcane. Now, I'm not going to lie, the thing that I want, so as part of the guild, this is where you like choose your weapon, I think. I don't think it's called a weapon, conduit maybe. And I really want a bow and arrow. That's what I want. So I'm hoping one of these guilds gives me a bow and arrow. So I'm going to go and look now. Okay, so conduits available to everyone is a feather, a spellbook, a staff, a sword, or a wand. Order of the Crescent, which is one of my options, is bow, quarterstaff, or trident. So I want the bow really. And then House of the Arcane is a crystal or an orb. And I just feel like bow and arrow it has to be. And so in that case, Aia Murphy is going to join Order of the Crescent and have a bow. I'm really happy that came up because I really wanted the bow. Cool. And then there is something called a legacy, but I'm not going to go through that now because there's lots of writing. So I'm going to like sort that out another time. I would love to know if you guys have created a character and if you're doing the Magical Readathon, because I just think it's so amazing. I think G from Book Roast just done an amazing job. Let me know if you're also in the Order of the Crescent, so then we can like chat, you know, you're in my guild. Also, I suppose if you're in another guild, that's fine too. There's definitely things I've missed out, so I think over the month I'll work things out, like what my legacy is. I still don't understand that. And just like about what magical powers Aia can actually do and try and work out what she finds out this year and just kind of build her character a bit more. But I think for now I've got a good image of her in my head. So with no image because I can't really picture people, but an idea of her in my head. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Take care guys, bye.